So, go on then.
Okay, there's a lot of things to discuss.
Oh yes, it's been a busy week since we last did an episode.
Supposedly, if you say the word Goyam, you're now going to be on an FBI watch list. If you say the word Chud or the word Stacy
What?
or Chad, I sent it.
What?
I sent it down in the Discord chat.
Where on earth is this coming from?
I'm guessing the FBI are trying to crack down on basically people that dissent. Basically, it's a picking post, supposedly the thing. I'm taking this as a grain of salt, but
Yeah, there's just so much going on, and it's like, what even is anything anymore?
yep. So yes, they potentially. So the deep state have effectively encouraged people to go to violence in the UK, which in turn will be used to usher in the central bank digital currencies, the US CBDC, the 1984 frickin' draconian lockdown laws. They've supposedly declared martial law or emergency powers. It's two-tier justice, two-tier gear. Like, the Muslims are going out there with fucking machetes and that, and they're not getting fucking prosecuted or done anything like that, right? But they're going after Brits. Anybody that's not against it.
Seen a lot of social media posts and stories talking about the protest that's been going on in Manchester,
Yeah,
and
but if you listen to the media, you're going to think, oh, they're the bad guys. But no, they're standing up for themselves. I'm just not doing it. They're standing up for themselves. Yeah, who
and
knows?
also when the media say that the far right are the
Like
one igniting.
the fact that Keir Starmer basically called anybody that is freaking conservative, far right person, someone that's fucking extreme is far right. So he basically made fun of. He basically called the everyday fucking plumber, the everyday bloke, fucking does everything right, fucking far right. And that's not fucking true. A lot of these people are just base conservative. When they say far right, they mean just right because there's no. It's like they're trying to like this guy. I think I said it in the chat, right? This guy basically made a really educated point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Storm that point, he even made the educational point that he said, like, look, this guy, he's one of these people, the elites, right? But wish that they never gave us the vote, never gave Brits the vote, right? After World War One, because before World War One, you had to own property to even be able to vote, and then after World War One, they gave after 1918, after the First World War, they said, suppose we should give you the vote, so well, you did fight for us. And they regret doing it, and these people secretly regret it, because then it gives the everyday people a say, and, well, they might not believe the same bullshit as we do. They do. They didn't like that. I think if Keir could do it, I think he would vote get rid of the voting powers. I think he would allow it to only. He would allow it to. He'd basically put it back to the point where only landowners can actually vote. I don't think he wants us voting because he knows that we don't like him.
If that is the motive, they can't just put it in there in just a couple of months.
No, but
If they do it right now, it'd be too obvious.
the thing is, it's obvious that Keir hates us. It's obvious the elite is clearly an elite class, right? I hate us. They clearly
Well,
hate.
there's no arguing against that.
What?
There's no arguing against that.
Like, fuck. Didn't they fucking pat you down when you went to an airport back then?
Well, actually, okay, yeah, I didn't get pat down, but when I tried getting through the checkpoints, there was something holding me back for the last time I remember.
Do you think there'll be something like that for me as well if I go abroad? That's one of the things I'm skeptical about going abroad, because I have a hunch I'd probably go for that shit. And
stuff has to do with the e-gates.
Because they take a picture, they keep an eye on your history and like what you post and that. But yeah, it's wrong. Like, I've heard there's supposedly more events, right? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's more events coming. They don't even see what's happening. I hope. Do you think Keir could get if Keir doesn't bring the situation under control? Is this a possible way for him getting ousted?
Actually, yes. If people keep speaking out against Keir Starmer, it is likely in the next year or two there's going to be there's potential vote of no confidence. But because of the majority Labour has in the government, I think it will take a little longer than a year or two, or at least something has to be so obviously deluded, or I don't know how to describe it other than saying it's fucked up. That something that Keir Starmer has said that that makes people rub the wrong way. It will get
Well,
to a
he
point like
basically
that.
said that anybody that's a fucking conservative is fucking right is basically a fucking terrorist. That's basically what he said in the thing. And that angered a lot of people to go to war. Do you think Britain could go into civil war? Well,
Okay, there's many answers to this one.
do you think
It
do you
is
think it's the
possible.
point? Do you think it's possible that some regions in the UK break off and make their own country?
No, I don't think that's likely. But there will be internal conflicts between local areas in the country if something.
If this happens now, would this maybe keep them out of a foreign war?
Maybe, who knows?
Would this be able to keep us out of World War III?
Well, I don't think there's much ways of preventing World War III because technically
Iran about to
it's in
bomb
the
fucking
process.
Israel. I personally have no sympathy for Israel. If they get bombed off the face of the earth, I'm fine with it. And I don't honestly think every single Muslim is fucking bad. I think there's a certain sect that we can get along with, right? And it's a sect from like the UAE, right? It's the majority of the ones in the UAE. I think we could get along with them. In Saudi Arabia, I think we can get along with those two. The others, I'm not so sure about. The ones that are moving close to the west and that I can see us doing well with them, but the others, like Iran, Syria, those ones that we bombed in the hell, I can't see. Why the fuck would we allow them to come to our country, right? They were bombed by us. That's just a message for fucking. That's just a nightmare for disaster. Why would you bring people that freaking hate you? But yeah. So what else has been going on?
Let's see. Sent something.
Okay, let's see what it is. Haven't seen anything apart from the Riverside link.
But yeah, many years ago when the Soviet Union was a thing, there was a crossover with Kermit the Frog and I don't know what the pig was called, but it sound Russian, in my opinion. And this crossover, oh man, it balances hilarity and accuracy all at the same time, and both sides actually agree what's been said.
Okay. I think the US is. I think Russia is going to fucking take Ukraine.
No, I'll be
You don't think?
honest. No, because when Putin said he was going to have military operations in Ukraine, he never wanted to take over the country. It's just to tell Ukraine saying, "Do not join NATO." That's what I got from the beginning. Because
Yeah, things changed. Plans clearly changed. I think he's taken a much territory, right? And if they push him too much, I think he would be willing to take it now.
I think he would only say that now because I think you sensed something in the chat as well, like BlackRock owning land in Ukraine, and that'll be very hard to dispute it because again, not many people know about BlackRock, and not many people know about the elites that has the power and the money to do whatever. Because, like I said, with enough money and enough connections, you can do and get away with anything.
Just watch the video, basically showing what the. Once again, so basically a video of a video of Adolf basically basically showing what the things of the German people.
Okay, I'm seeing the video now. See women dancing.
Powerful. Makes you wonder what the fuck did they fight for. Mass protests in Spain following 2 brutal Muslim beheadings. Protesters chant Spain is Christian, not Muslim. With Europe is united, we will take back our lands. The Christian Crusades are back.
Yeah, I saw a video on TikTok that something in regards to Christian churches in China and the Chinese government's attempts to eliminate the prevalence or the influence of Christianity in China. But yeah, what's happening is Christianity in China and the number of churches being built in China are on the rise. And at the blink of an eye, it'd be such a drastic change between now and in a couple of years. So it just comes to show.
Hundreds of thousands of angry, scared, furious, fed up Brits fill towns across the country. You have to go back years to find scenes like this. Resign, Keir Starmer. This is on you. It's clear you orchestrated this with deliberate words you chose.
Yeah, I think this is only the start for Keir. He may be safe now,
I think we're
he
going to
will
have something like the Christian Crusades.
he can still push forward with his plans in terms of housing, the British wealth, or I don't know what other plans he's got in mind, but what if he has planned for the current government? I think a year or two,
Muslim immigrants
it
stab
doesn't
British
matter what he
patriots in
says.
Stoke. Reports say they also have axes and hammers. The British have two options: fight back and launch a civil war, make plans to flee and obtain refugee status in another country. Interesting that the Israelis are behind us.
Really? The people
Yes,
of the
this good.
government?
Yes, proud Zionist.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Oh,
I think it's an everyday Israeli citizen, though.
yeah, like the people, not
Yeah,
their
the people
government.
are with us.
Okay. Because there is a clear difference that not many people realize or notice. Like you could like the people from the country, but not the country's government. I stand with the people most of the time.
This guy says London in 20 years will look like Mogadishu.
Okay, one thing that will definitely help Trump in this presidential election if he removes himself from the California ballot. Because the thing is, this is a strong Democrat stronghold, and the only person that's on the ballot besides Kamala Harris is RFK Jr. So by Trump removing himself on the California ballot, meaning people who would usually vote for Republican, they still have another option that isn't Kamala Harris, RFK Jr. And
Wait, he
if
removed himself from California's ballot.
not yet. But there's a video I've sent saying if Donald Trump does remove his name off the California ballot, I think there might be an advantage in terms of the Republican
This is
voters.
Blackpool.
Wait, Blackpool? What about Blackpool?
Yes, riots are going down in Blackpool.
Well, at this point, I can't say I'm surprised because if this is the new norm,
Liverpool.
what does that say about the society we live in right now? Whatever people are doing, they're doing a pretty
Mass
good
gangs
job.
of Muslims roaming the streets of Blackpool looking to fucking murder them.
Yep, they're doing a good job. And I don't like it. Hey, that's what we get for paying attention to the news.
This was clear several years ago. I just never expected Britain would possibly go first.
In terms of what?
Elon Musk never thought that they would possibly be the first people to freaking start a civil war.
Yeah, I didn't believe it either. But hey, here we are.
NATO officer told me in 2012 that it would start in the UK, Denmark, or Netherlands. It could get a lot worse here, couldn't it?
How can it not get worse? Also, Bitcoin is tanking big time.
Why?
Well,
Was it
have you?
Was it revealed that the NSA basically created it?
Well, no, but I could see that. I have seen a video that the U.S. government has actually confiscated Bitcoin worth of assets from criminals that have been locked up away.
Yes.
Trump has said that when he gets back in office, he's aiming to have the U.S. dollar backed by the assets of Bitcoin that's been confiscated from the criminals being locked up.
Actually, a couple of
And
weeks ago, but yeah.
but now here's the kicker: the U.S. government right now has actually sold off the Bitcoin away. So when Trump gets back in,
He's gonna
if he
buy
gets
Bitcoin's gonna go to the roof, ain't it?
yes, but the thing is, if there's no Bitcoin in the U.S. government's budget, there's nothing for the U.S. dollar to be backed on, which would prevent the valuation of the U.S. dollar being
Nothing. The US
practically
dollar
worthless.
ain't backed by fucking shit. It's backed by fucking debt and basically inflating the dollar. The dollar. That's how it's backed. It's backed by oil, inflating the dollar, and basically backed by patsy countries like the UK and the rest of us holding dollars.
Yes, that is true.
This is something that RFK John F. Kennedy once said. One day after I'm long gone, you will remember me and say, we should have stopped that nuclear program of Israel, abolished the Federal Reserve, and kicked out all secret societies, occultists, usurpers, and Zionists out of our wonderful country. To keep it that way, but it is never too late. Just remember that. And he's right, it's never too late.
Well, either way, I
Who
think the
made us
U.S. government.
invade Iraq? Who made us invade Libya? Who's been working for decades to get us to invade Iran? Julian Assange tried to tell us who. Israel. Do you think things will get worse?
You just said it yourself a few minutes ago. Of course it's going to get worse.
Do you think our lives could be in danger because of the Stormer?
No, not really. Yes, I know things may not looking bright as what
Right
people
now,
expect, but it's not bad to a life-threatening extent.
looks like the people of Tel Aviv are trying to escape.
Isn't Tel Aviv the most expensive city to live in Israel?
Israel's multiple cities. I thought it was just one city.
Well, yeah, Tel Aviv is a city, but there's other cities like Jerusalem, Haifa, I think. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the south. But yeah, those are the only cities I could think of.
The reason why the whole thing's going on with Ukraine is because
It was the agreement that the West wasn't going to expand the alliance eastward in Europe, but it has expanded eastwards with countries like Poland or
yes,
Slovakia, and
the
now they're wanting Ukraine to join NATO. And Russia's like, no, I'm not liking
fucking
this.
red
I'm going to
line. I
send my
said this
military
multiple times. The
troops
red
into
line. Why
Ukraine.
the fuck are you trying to push these guys to war? They're a beast. They're a powerful country, and so is America. They have nuclear weapons, almost as much, if not more, than America. Why the fuck would you risk it? Why the fuck would you want to risk it? Oh, I know why. Because they need NATO to justify their war spending. The amount of money they spend on defense. They need an enemy to justify it.
And also, the mainstream media is on the side of the West.
Of course they are. It's fucking demonic.
The media is very powerful in terms of telling information to the people. And it doesn't matter what the context is, it's the narrative people put out that would convince people to how to take in what they are seeing. But they put emphasis on what issues there are, what you should be mad about. The media want an emotional response from people, and it's working. Most of the time, and even now, it is working. That is why the media is still prevalent, whether we like it or not.
It's getting that bad with Stormer. I'm questioning. Maybe I would be happy to take fucking Sunak back. Would you? I'd be happy to take the Conservatives back over just because of how shit it is right now. Would you? Maybe not Sunak, but I'd be. This is the state of it.
I'm
Maybe not the Conservatives, but maybe.
To be honest, and this is a hot take, I would rather take the Lib Dems, no one else. I'm literally that desperate.
The Lib Dem.
I know, but
Are they fucking?
well,
The fucking climate zealot? No, that's the Greens. My mistake. That's the
Yeah,
Greens.
that's all right.
That's
Look,
all right to be climate zealots.
I'm not saying, and I want it to happen. If that was the case, personally, I think it would be a better off outcome.
Over reform.
Not over reform, but it's still better off.
Ed Davies even have the fucking experience of the fucking mental aptitude. The guy was using his fucking son as a fucking stage prop for his political career. That pissed me off. How pathetic do you have to be that you're drugging your son up as fucking political propaganda? Much of a weasel. That you're willing to use your own children like that's just wrong. Another migrant sexually assaults a 15-year-old boy in Liverpool today and is dealt with by the public. This happened nationwide daily. One of the many reasons people are rioting of attacks on women and children. They demonise the public. Aww.
What is it?
The video of basically Russians coming home, right? And meeting their loved ones, their family. They all seem happy.
Oh, that's nice.
Father seeing his little child and his wife.
If we have more stories like these,
shit like this actually normalize.
yeah, you're right. We should have more stories like this. If that was the case,
they're normal people like you and I.
Yeah, there's no need to have arguments. Yes, I know the world is a terrible place right now, and
Would the world be better if we were all under one religion?
And what religion would that be?
God fucking knows. No one knows.
Because whatever religion that would be, that's going to have a very mixed set of results. Not to say if it's good or bad, but you'll see a striking difference in terms of the environment that surrounds us if that religion was the one that all of us follow.
Taking weapons of mass destruction, it turned out I was. Picture of Saddam Hussein and Bill Gates as his bioweapon. Argentina President Milei is taking gold out of Argentina in bulk. Argentina's gold is at risk of never returning. 2 shipments of gold from Central Bank of European was sent abroad. Economy Minister Luis Caputo confirms in an interview with La Nación. Confirmed in an interview with La Nación. Economist Julian Verdi expressed concern over risk of sent. Last month, Central Bank of Argentina sent approximately 450 million worth of gold abroad via British Airways. Like, the economy minister has not yet confirmed the destination of the gold bars. Physical gold bars go away, as we know. The thing is, though, the fact is, people say that, he sold them to Rothschild. He basically sent it to Rothschild and Co. Basically, it's just Argentina paying its dividend to the Jews. When someone thinks they know politics and never heard of Rothschilds, said to be worth some 26 quadrillion and chief of the 13 bloodline families, meet Pepe Orsini, the Grey Pope, the true ruler of the world, and he is one of the ancient Maximus clans of Rome. He remained behind the scenes, pulling the strings of literally every secret society and every human slave in this realm. Read about you, your captor. You know the name Orsini. What else is there?
Should illegal immigrants have the right to vote?
No. No.
I agree.
No.
I agree. It does not matter what immigrants there are, so long as they are legal.
Even illegal, they shouldn't be allowed to vote for at least 5 to 10 years after staying in the country. And they also have to have a working job. They have to contribute to the country. They can't just be working on benefits.
Yeah, I think, and I don't know this is not going to happen, but maybe there should be some kind of process.
I personally would be in favour of more representation in my government, e.g. being able to vote in certain laws, e.g. having a say in electing policy, e.g. I would like more say in government, e.g. I would like to basically have the option to vote on laws beside the government, beside the MPs and that, right? I think the public should be able to be pulled in those views as well and see what they actually think. Because they're the ones that actually suffer in this. Whether they would actually do that, though, because that means they would be held more accountable. God knows they'll never allow that. They love not being accountable to anybody and having to hotels and stuff. They say everything.
Not a lot.
And they say that there's no freaking Canadian or NATO members in Ukraine. Canadian Special Forces Officer Vincent Hardy was eliminated in Ukraine. A bunch of British people as well, a bunch of British and Australian tanks. No offense, how does a Canadian get eliminated if he's not supposed to be fighting?
Now, you would assume, in a war like this, where it's very urgent, you would expect a lot of people are expected to go out onto the battlefield. But personally, I don't think that's the case. I haven't heard much about people on the front lines. I haven't heard from people knowing or know people that are on the front lines. And I have sent a video. Like, there's a difference between people in Ukraine partying, having fun, and then there's United States where there's people just laying on the streets.
Yeah.
So why are people partying? Why are people from a specific country partying whilst there's a small amount of those same people in the same country still going out and fight? That's just my question.
The 2 Palestinian hostages gag raped at the Side Talbot concentration camp are now officially dead. Warren Buffett sells 50% of Apple. Crash coming, brought to you by BlackRock. There's about to be a massive stock crash at some point. In the next coming weeks, I presume. Berkshire just sold 50% of his Apple holdings.
Seems so, yeah.
Wait, is this actually true what Margaret Thatcher said? We have harboured those who hated us, tolerated those who threatened us, and indulged those who weakened us. Margaret Thatcher.
Oh my gosh. You know what?
We have harboured those who hate us, so the Jews, tolerated those who threatened us, so the blacks, and indulged those who weakened us, so America. Interesting.
No, actually knowing that saying could never be so true.
Yes. Whether Margaret Thatcher ever said that or not, but fuck, if we had a leader like Thatcher, we'd be fucking better for it. She actually at least gave a fuck about this country. She was one against fucking joining the EU to begin with. Wait, so an MP makes partly £3,353.54.
I mean, how else are they going to get paid?
I didn't think they did it for. Why would the everyday Brit is lucky if he makes like £1,000 a month, right? And they're making £3,000 a month, right? Again, how are they supposed to relate to the everyday person?
Supply and demand.
And this guy donated his entire paycheck to a charity basically in his own local district.
It could happen.
The Vatican, interesting. The Vatican condemns the blasphemous Olympics opening ceremony. How much time does he want to bet that he was fucking cornered by his fucking cardinals to do that? Opening ceremony. The Holy See was saddened by certain scenes at the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics Games and can only join the voices that have been raised in recent days and deplore the offence caused to many Christians. I'm surprised that the Catholic Church the Vatican's actually saying something about it, because I thought there ain't any people that we call as demons and anti-Christians. Hok Tua is an ancient Yiddish proverb that advises Jews to spit on Christians.
Well.
Ukrainian woman defends her men from dictator Zelensky's kidnappers in Odessa. She's trying to protect her husband from getting fucking sent to die. She's the type of woman that we want, ones that protect you. What is wrong with this world? Olympics organisers slash ticket prices to £12 after. Nobody wants to go to Paris, wants to watch the Olympics. Go woke, go broke, it never fails.
Also, not to mention that parts of the payments in Paris are blocked off, so you can't, wherever side of Paris you're in, you can't cross the street because.
Why the fuck? We've got that in certain cities in the UK, right? I never got that. I just thought, to me, that just made it even more bleaker. We've got that in our local fucking city, Jimmy. To the point. It pisses me off to the point where I don't even want to fucking go into the town, but it's an hour, 30, 40-minute drive to go to the city, right? And I just can't be fucked. Like, that and the fucking ULEZ zones, it puts me fucking off. Like, what is there in the city that I can't do in the countryside? Like, I've got a movie theatre, I've got a swimming pool, we've got fast food restaurants, we've got you've got a local supermarket. There's nothing in the city that actually warrants me to go there. Like, fair enough back in the time, right? But there's nothing in the centre square. Like, can I be honest?
Go on.
If they want to freaking get tourism back up, right? Wouldn't it be smarter for them to just make parking like free on certain days? Car parking free.
Yeah,
that
could
would
work.
get people in, especially on Saturday or Sunday. Like, or maybe have it do things like it's half price, half off on that during the summer. Also, if we want to grow the economy, the UK economy, right? Wouldn't it be better to lower taxes? So it gives us more breathing room. So it gives the everyday people more breathing room. They can afford to buy more things, right? And it means other brands and stuff and that will grow. Be out when we make money and that, in terms of the economy is effectively growing.
Yeah.
But like taxing us to the wazoo, right? Like, if you want to grow the economy, you lower taxes. If you want to slow the economy, you raise taxes, because raising taxes stops people spending.
Yes, and with higher taxes means there's less amount of money for people to spend on to improve their services.
That's why they do the thing with the stock market and that, and the interest rates. What we really need to do is lower the interest rates. We need to lower taxes. That means that we got more people coming in. But the thing is, they're gonna say, how are we gonna pay for the extra amount of money? Just put a lump fucking fee every fucking product and that. Let's say we do a 25% tax on everything we sell, everything you buy, or something like 25% or something. Put a freaking tax on everything you buy. So let's say you buy a pack of and do shopping, right? Like, so, like, for the entire items, let's say you pay a flat fee of 25%. Or whatever you want to do, maybe up it by 5% or something like that, or maybe up that by a couple things. It can't be worse than Stormer, right? No offence, but they say, they got rid of Liz Truss, right? I actually think her policies were actually freaking spot on, what we actually need to do. They hated her because she wouldn't play by their rules. I actually think Liz Truss was actually one of the good ones.
Could be, yeah. People won't know that until it's too late.
Yeah.
If not, ever.
Yeah.
They said what they said, they did what they did, and here we are. So we know which people are on the side of the people, and we know which people are on the side of the small individual elites consolidating, keeping on to the power they currently have. May not be pleasant to hear, may not be pleasant to see. However, that's reality. Even for me. But that's how it is.
Yeah. America's sent 4,000 Marines to the Middle East, Pentagon says. What a waste of freaking innocent life. Yeah. So what else is there? Is that it?
Hold on. I think there could be
The things I'm worried about: the emergence of a one-world totalitarian government, or climate change. Climate change is fucking the last thing I'm worried about.
What is it? Just a reason for people to get rich? Doesn't do much to tackle the environmental impacts or issues.
Climate change is a scam. It's just a way for fucking a get-rich-quick scheme. It's like fucking
Exactly.
AI, fucking NFTs. I still think NFTs are a waste of money.
If people do care about the environment, why don't they just do the work themselves? It's not that hard to cut a branch off and plant a tree, grow some flowers. You could do whatever you want to say to tackle the environment. They can just do it themselves. They don't need big companies to do that. Never needed them, and never will need companies to do.
Wait. The time is for a left attacking people protesting following the brutal murder of 3 little girls in Southport. This time is in Bristol just now. Listen as the attacker accuses those filming of being fascists. This is the rhetoric circulated by Keir Starmer in the media all week. Blood on their hands.
And the funny thing is, fascism. When
What is fascism exactly? Is it like freedom, democracy? The question. The media like to say, "Oh, it's evil," but nobody really talks about what it really is.
I think fascism comes from Hitler's reign, Hitler's power in his time in Germany. But the thing is,
The way that Civ 6 makes Robert the Bruce look like he's a fascist, and the fact the way that they make what was it again? The way they make Alexander the Great, you make him a fascist as well for some odd reason. Same with Mahatma Gandhi. Anybody that's critical of the government's effectively a fascist.
but here's the thing though, that not many people would know. Fascism is
Mr. Beast
come from
fully
the
knew that Ava Chris Tyson conducted unacceptable. Mr. Beast was in a server containing minors of Tyson and other members of the Mr. Beast crew talking about Ennis non-safe for work topics. Oh, fuck.
I actually got the definition here in Britannica. Fascism, political ideology and mass movement that dominated many parts of Central, Southern and Eastern Europe between 1919 and 1945, that has adherents in Western Europe, the United States, South Africa, Japan, Latin America, Middle East. Europe's first fascist leader, Benito Mussolini, that took the name in his party from the
There's
Latin word
no problem, and they're doing nothing.
fascist.
These Muslims are doing nothing. These cops are doing nothing.
Now, this is what's very important.
China class Muslims as a mental illness. Maybe we should as well.
The term fascism came from the party, the Social German Workers' Party, that was Hitler's party, which is also in German is Nationalistische Deutsche Arbeiterpartei. I might have butchered that, but fascism fascism is an ideology or a term that came from the left under Mussolini and Hitler.
What's
They were
council
both
members?
yeah, Hitler and Mussolini, they were left-thinking leaders, and that's where fascism comes from. And I know not a lot of people would like to agree or accept that, but I've actually looked online, looking at it right now, and I will share it. It's definitely there.
What?
There's no way people can actually. There's no way people could turn this away.
There's no way in fuck it. Hitler, I can guarantee for a fact, would have not supported the trans ideology. He was against it heavily. He would have probably would have got rid of them, like the Jews. When the Council of Elders cuts off your... What's the Council of Elders?
I'm thinking something to do with old people, but that's just
A
too
woman
obvious. It's
steals
not the
balloons
case.
and flowers off a memorial bench for her kids. This is not British values. This is mugging. If everyone had just voted reform, everything would have been okay. But no, you had to vote for the socialists. Going to win. They just did not have time to get good candidates and check them all properly. Trust me, reform is going to be in the next 5 years. Labour, no choice now. Reform. 25% of reform. But reform gets only 4 seats. The system is rigged. Gang of Muslims seen running around with weapons hunting patriots is told by the police officer, don't worry, we're here to protect you.
I think that's good.
It's not. They're traitors and they should be fucking hung for treason. This is a video of it. I think it might come to the point where if we don't win, we might end up having to freaking flee to America. What state? Arizona. What is Arizona's a Republican state, right, Jamie?
Arizona.
Yeah.
Yes, Arizona is somewhat Republican.
Okay. Well, this might be fucking concerning. Maybe Republican states aren't so safe. Breaking report: Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals blocks mandate for proof of citizenship to vote in Arizona Panel of Ninth Circuit reversed the previous ruling that mandated proof of citizenship for voting in federal elections. In a close 2-1 decision, the new ruling permits individuals to register to vote using a state form without needing to provide citizenship. For federal office like President and Congress. Fuck. Well, Arizona's probably not going to go Trump, because they'll rig it. Especially if you don't need, you only need a form, you don't need any form of ID. Interesting. Was that us done?
Yeah.